So the current situation in Hawaii is kind of nuts right now. We've had the most flooding we've ever had in the past 20 years.
Now, on Oahu's North Shore, the massive amount of rain caused one area to flood for the first time in decades.
From the windward side to some town spots, flash flooding caught many off guard in East Honolulu today, turning streets into rivers in just a matter of minutes.
Well, there are also devastating flooding in Laie, where entire neighborhoods were inundated early Friday morning. Families are now cleaning up what's left after water rushed into their homes with little to no warning.
And I just want to talk about it. I want to bring up two sides of a coin here, perspectives. And I also just want to make a video on like what's happening here and to share insight on top of a couple things and to also do a little rant. Basically right now in Hawaii, if you did not know, we've had the biggest flood that we ever had in the last 20 years, and it's taken out most of the north shore of the island, which is like Haleiwa side, Wailua side. It's all flooded out. It's because of the tropical storm and the other rain that we had for this past week. And it's been kind of brutal on the local community. I want to highlight good parts and the bad parts about it, because there is for sure a lot of bad parts about it right now. And the good parts is locals are doing what locals are doing. We're still going outside. We're making fun with whatever we can do. We're jumping into the waters. We're using trucks. We're pulling, we're doing the fun stuff. We're still treating it like every other hurricane or flood that we ever had back then. Also, with the good stuff, the community is still showing out. I've seen multiple posts online and multiple different kind of things that just make me happy, make me smile, and make me proud that I'm from here. And this is the community that I grew up with, and this is the kind of energy that I had throughout my whole life. What I mean by that is just people showing out to help out the community right now because everything's flooded out. There's literally a post I saw. This elderly lady couldn't get out of her home because the water was so deep into her house. She was basically, it was basically up to like here. Them knowing that brought us pulled up on top of a bulldozer, 4 bodies equipped, and a whole community showed out to help her out because she couldn't get out on her own. And this is the kind of Hawaii that I know. This is the kind of Hawaii that I love. And this is the kind of Hawaii that always shows out during big natural disasters like this. And not only that, there's been volunteer cleanup. There's been a lot of social media posting about how to go anywhere, shelters, what you can do to help. And with that being said, I'm going to have some links in the bottom of the description. You can click them and see what you can do if you're on the island. And it doesn't matter if you're local or tourist. Any help is great. Any help is thankful. Any help is gratefully received. And there's no judgment there. But what I will say is I've been seeing some people on TikTok complaining about, oh, my trip to Hawaii has been ruined because of the rain and because of the flood and because of this came out of nowhere and oh my God. Let me start off by saying your feelings and being disappointed about your trip and being kind of messed up because of the flood is valid. Okay, I don't think anybody would say that it's not a valid feeling to be a little disappointed if you go on a trip and it's bad weather. Like, for example, if I were to go to Japan, right, and everywhere I go is just raining, I would be disappointed. But the problem lies in the people complaining about it. About how, oh my God, I spent so much money on this and this and this, and they're throwing jabs and being like, oh my God, what the hell, Hawaii? It is not our fault. We don't control the weather. Maybe Guy Hoggy, but it's so tone deaf to just be like complaining about your trip while locals are losing their houses. Businesses are getting flooded out. Everywhere down that side of the island right now is basically like Venice. Like, we gotta be on a fucking canoe and we gotta be going around singing songs like in Italy. And to just be like, oh, come to Hawaii, they said. It'll be great, they said. Like, I get you're really making a joke, but, the people on TikTok right now, if they're in the shelter and they see your TikTok, like, what are they gonna think? Now, I get it. We make jokes about everything, especially Hawaii. We make a lot of jokes about everything. That's why these are funny as fuck.
I just like catch on fat fish.
But you're not helping the tourist situation with like how we view tourists if you're complaining right now and not going out. Like, oh no, I cannot leave my hotel room in Waikiki and go party with the locals on the beach of Waikiki. I can give you a whole layout on probably what that whole person's trip is on the island. And let me tell you, you don't want to be that person. Because they're probably going to go out. They're going to go Waikiki. They're probably going to go to districts. They're probably going to go on the beach. They're probably not going to interact with any locals. They're probably going to eat everything at the hotel. And if they don't, they'll hit up maybe one local spot on the whole week here. And if that sounds like you, bro, you need to explore the island more. North Shore side is closed. At least for right now. The only way you should be going in right now is to help out. Thank you for watching. I hope you consider clicking some of the links down below to see how you can help Hawaii, at least if you're on island. I'm going to try find maybe like, you know, like a GoFundMe or something like that for the houses and for the community down there. But if there is none, then eventually I'll find it later. I'll edit it and I'll put it down there. I'll do whatever I can. And I know I mainly just talked about Oahu this whole video, but to everybody out on the other islands, we all family, we all community. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you guys are doing whatever you can do to help out. And if you can't, keep yourself and your ohana safe. If you're a tourist right now, best you can do is stay on that side of Waikiki. Don't go down into the North Shore right now, unless if you're going to help out. And if you are, be safe. Communicate with somebody that knows the place well. We do not hate tourists here. We hate people with no respect. That's what it all boils down to. In Hawaii, there's a term called you give respect, you get respect. Okay? It's not a term, earn respect. I hate that term. Earn my respect. Earn the respect. No. And here, in Hawaii, you give respect, you get respect. So please, if you're coming down here and you're visiting the island, I'm sorry that your trip has been ruined because of this weather. But just remember, there's somebody's livelihood that's just been ruined because of this weather. So before you post that TikTok, or before you post that Instagram reel, or before you say some outlandish thing on Twitter about, wow, this trip's terrible, like what is Hawaii doing? Just know there are people's lives that are more affected than yours right now, that have to live here after this flood. Thank you, and have a good day. Sheesh.